So at this point, we can't get it to stop vibrating terribly with that nose cone on. So we went ahead and aborted from the nose cone altogether. And we're just gonna, it spins smoothly with the base plate. So we're gonna do that, and the weight of the nose plate was significant. So we're gonna put some weights on here, just kind of see what's what, see if we can get a good flight on it. Now this flight will be on a 4S 3200 Spectrum pack. Pushed as far forward as we can and still have somewhere to strap with this one strap that we got on it. So that's against all odds. It should be 6S, but the motor that they had included that we bought, of course, is a 4S motor. So we're going to see what we can do with that and pivot from that point. Hopefully we don't crash. I am ready. Whoa, it went right on up.
Yeah, because you got a 40-mile-an-hour start.
Yeah, gear up.
Have a move.
Trying to get it trimmed out, but it might be underpowered with the 4S, but it had enough power to zip off the line with zero effort, looks like, so it might be sufficient, but it is a super windy day, which probably helped things along. It is so beautiful looking at it. I don't know if y'all can hear that wind cutting through me, but it's a stupid windy day, but we got Paulie who just doesn't care about wind. He's fearless when it comes to that stuff. So that's what a Dago red looks like, zipping through.
What you want? Huh? Oh, you still trimming?
Full power? It's a dog, but it's flying. Look. Yeah, that's actually moving. For such a big bird, yeah. We were only pulling 50 amps at full power, so the ESC shouldn't be getting beat up too bad, but you know, it's a brand new setup. You gotta kind of take it light with stuff like this until you get used to it and figure out what it is. We go check the temp when we get it in, all of that type of stuff, but it definitely looks good. Hopefully we can get a nice smooth landing. He doesn't really use much flaps, especially on a Maiden, so we can probably come in without him, and it's windy. Flaps would ruin everything. All right, we got it on the ground. That was a lot of pressure on that landing. Everybody's not breathing. I couldn't even talk, so, because it's so windy. Look at the flag. Gusting, changing direction every 2 seconds. So we got our Dago rate on the ground. Let's see if our gear are good with all of this and all, and then, you know, make our changes and check our heat and temperatures and battery and see where we at. So we're at 3.8. Of course, it took us a few minutes to get here and get everything taken apart, but the battery isn't even hot. I got to reach in there and see if I can feel the ESC's the speed controls heatsink, but other than that, that was decent, but only a 2-minute flight, so we're definitely gonna need a 5,000 to get any 5-minute flights. So good first test. So we're at the field. We had a few modifications since the little Maiden. I'm gonna probably pop that up on this video just so we have complete. What we ended up doing was, you remember the motor nomenclature, or the number for this motor?
32 something.
This is one of the big E-Flight motors. So I think it's a BL50?
46 on the label, but it's 50 can.
Okay, the can is a 50 size, but it's a BL46 motor. So I'm gonna have to look that up and exactly cover that. I'll put it on the screen or something for you, what it is once I look it up, or once we look at the box. Well, we run it on this 5 cells. We got these 5200Zs. They both came in hard cases, but it ended up not fitting, so we took one from the hard case, and now we got a hard case and a soft case. We got us hooked up on our Y. We got a shock arrestor in there, so we're not going to have sparks. Everything is hooked up. Other modifications. The pilot is gone. The guy, Paulie, he never likes the pilot. His philosophy is he's the pilot, right? So one thing he pointed out to me is that the canopy is off center, and it might be hard to see on this video, but it is. Look at it. That's crazy. It's off. If you can see, it's off to this side quite a bit. So that's it. And just a lot of things that was wrong with the kit. We just were discussing it prior to the video, but the way the wing screws on, they give you some dimples where the wing screws into. Can we flip it over right fast, Paulie? The reciprocals where they give you dimples, like not really even dimples, they put large indentions where these screws are supposed to go. So I drilled them out to the size of the screw head, but then the screw ended up being way up here. But then there was a huge gap here. So we solved all the issues. He's got it nice and tight, the gap here. We still got a nice tight gap here. The modifications for that, we put a little coolant for the, we had a belly landing because, you know, this ESC cuts out at some ungodly low amount, like, what is it, 33%?
Yeah.
It cuts out at 33%, so we're gonna have to get into programming to figure that part out. But yeah, we couldn't get that
The yellow spinner.
the spinner was way out of balance. Like we spent this thing spins smooth as can be. This prop is well balanced, but the spinner was causing huge vibrations. So we just X'd it for now. We want a spinner. We're just gonna have to try to find the right fit, especially because we cut this little opening. So now we got some cooling going on there. And that should solve all of the real issues that we found. And he's flown it a few times. It flies good, other than that low voltage thing cutting us to belly landing sometime. But we're going to set the timer, adjust, and get a good flight in for y'all.
Ready?
Yep.
My steering still off.
Nice smooth takeoff. Full throttle, of course, the way you do it. We're doing circles while doing a circle. It looks good in the air. The presence is big. Like even, it's super high, but I can see it well.
Remaining 3 minutes.
I'm gonna back off the runway up. Okay. Good pass, lovely. So it works. When you go through all the quirks and queries to get it right and you get everything right, it does look good in the air. Like we have to admit, it was a little aggravation here and there, building it and such, but how does it fly upside down and everything? Is it, you know, feel heavy or anything?
Still heavy.
It feels heavy. So it's a little bit of a heavy flying bird. The wing is really thick. That's, you know, notable for somebody looking into buying one, but it does do what it needs to do. Like, there you go, it's upside down in a circle. So you can have fun with it if you're a good pilot. I would not recommend somebody who's not a very good pilot to get one because, you know, you one mistake with wood and you're done. But like we kind of covered earlier and when we were looking at it on the bench, we did have LVC kick in and had to belly land the bird with the gear. He had time to plan on it and put the gear back up and just kind of belly land it, and it made it through that fairly good. But it's the second time he actually had LVC kick in. Full throttle. Low to the ground. Look at that. So you can understand after a few seconds, probably a minute of this flight now, if you're still watching, the motor's quitting. So yeah, we're having that LVC kick in again. We probably need to go even further on that timer. So we got a belly land. Crazy. Good landing though, but it might have a broken aileron. So we had a decent landing. We gotta reglue the aileron and all that, but You hear that beep? So we're probably gonna have to get into the speed control and see what's what. So that's the 2 cell. We're at almost 3.9, 3.87. Let's go to the other one. Plug that in for me. 3.85. Like, I think LVC shouldn't be kicking in at that low of you know, that much battery left. That's crazy.